Hi guys, Colesy, and today we are talking about the Intel i9 that I paid £100 for. This is the third and final ending part to this trilogy, I guess you would call it, trilogy of videos about this cool i9 CPU that I bought for a super cheap price because I saw it and I thought that looks cheap and I'm going to buy it. By the way, if you haven't already seen about this, go and watch the other two videos. They're not super long, so go and catch up on those because it's a fun little story to join along with, but I will briefly sum up what happened last time. The last video was about a month ago. I didn't realize it had actually been that long. It doesn't feel that long, but I guess, yeah, a month ago kind of makes sense. At the end of the last video, I had discovered that the CPU I had did not work correctly. It was sort of broken, I guess you could say. It was just broken. It didn't work right. It overheated very quickly and it wasn't right. However, it was under warranty with Intel. So that was my next step, was to contact Intel and go through the warranty process to basically swap out this i9 11900 that was broken and get it replaced by Intel for a brand new one. So that's exactly what I did. Actually, very, very simple process. So there's a whole, it's a pretty simple process that you go through on the website, to be honest. Fill in the questions, you know, they ask you lots of questions. There was back and forth through emails. You give them photographs and like batch numbers that are on the box and stuff, which was completely fine. I had access to all of those. After some back and forth, I'm pretty sure Intel arranged the pickup of the CPU. So I parceled it up as lovely and carefully and as well packaged as possible because I don't want it to get more broken in the process, because I guess that's going to just cause the whole thing to go even longer than it needed to be. And I sent it to them. I think it went to the Netherlands, if I'm correct. It actually went super fast. I think I was away, actually. I don't think I was here when the parcel got picked up. So I sort of had to leave it outside my front door and hope that nobody stole it, and then leave a note saying it's in this secret place for you to pick up. Nice package collection person. But it was fine. They collected it and it was all good. And then I got emails to say that it was delivered to Intel. So that was good. I knew it got there. Well, I was going to say I knew I got there safely, but I knew it got there. I didn't know if it was safe, but yes, it was. It was fine. It got there. And then literally within like a couple of days, I had a parcel delivered to me and I was like, I don't know what this is. Who's this from? And it was the replacement CPU. It was super quick, actually. It was incredibly quick. I expected, you know, they're going to take their time with it. And it's going to be a long process after they receive it, especially being as it was going, you know, out of the country. But no, it came back super quick. So here, I'm going to be very gentle with this. Here I have the brand new i9 11900. This is absolutely brand new. It has the still sealed void if, you know, removed. It's not void if removed, it's just the factory seal, but like it's still completely intact. I've not even opened it. The CPU is in the top there. And the reason I haven't opened it is because I have sold this. I considered keeping it for myself as sort of an upgrade for my CPU. I have the i9 10900KF, I think it is. They get confusing when they're these long numbers and letters and stuff. So I have that, which is actually a generation older than this. So I considered maybe I should keep this new one and upgrade it. You know, after thinking about it, honestly, it's much easier to sell a sealed, unused brand new CPU than it is to sell, you know, my old CPU. And then on the other side of things, it was like I don't really need all the CPU power that I have already. Like the CPU I have already is probably more powerful than I need. I'm not entirely sure whether this is actually technically more powerful. I think it has less cores. I think it's 8 cores or something. Mine has 10. So I don't know. I like the bigger number, so I want to keep the 10, but also, like, even if this is like technically stronger, more powerful CPU, I don't even need all the power I've got in the minute. So it didn't really make sense. The fact that I got this for £100, it was a steal. It was a great deal. I'm proud that I managed to spot it in the background of the picture that I saw it in the auction. It was just there, sort of hidden in the background, wasn't mentioned in the listing. So I'm really happy that I got it, and I have sold it. And yes, I did make money off of it. I didn't actually sell it for like full price, but I made a decent amount of money. But to be honest, that's probably all going to go on repairs for my car, which needs a few things doing. So I'm recording this literally just before I put it in a package and get it picked up tomorrow to send to the lovely person who purchased it. So I think they got a reasonable deal. I've made some money out of it, and I got to do this whole process, which was really cool. And this is definitely a win, right? This is definitely a win in terms of me buying auction items. Not every item or not every auction I buy is a win, because I've noticed that sometimes I do have a little bit of a problem and I will see something and think, oh, that's cool, or I like those, or I know what that is, and then I want to buy it. and I don't always get the best price for it. I recently bought a Nintendo Switch Lite because I just put a bid in and then I forgot about it, and then I actually ended up winning, and then by the time I looked at it, I was like, I actually paid probably just normal price for that at the end of the day. So that wasn't great because I don't actually need a Switch Lite, so I'm trying to sell that. I'm probably going to lose money on that, probably like 10, 15 pounds or something. It's a lovely, you know, fresh looking, I've cleaned it, it looks good, Nintendo Switch Lite, but I didn't need to buy it, and it's not going to make me any money. But I do enjoy buying these things. I've bought lots of items that I actually just use for myself. I mean, the second monitor here is one of the monitors I use. This chair, actually, the chair that I sit in was like one of the first things I bought from one of these like liquidation auction websites, and I freaking love this chair. One of the best things I've bought from the auction, same as the monitors, like they're really good. But yeah, not everything is a win, so I don't want you guys thinking, oh my god, he's so good, he just makes money off this, it's so easy. It's not. I have a lot of rubbish that I've bought from these websites that I'm either not going to get rid of, I'm just going to have to throw away, or it's just here and I don't really need it. Like I think when I bought the CPU, actually I got it in a lot, so there was a bunch of other stuff. I think I've got a Razer mouse here somewhere which I don't use, I don't have a need for currently. It's, you know, handy to have a spare mouse, I guess, but I don't need it. What else do I have? I mean, I've got a new desk that's over there. You can't see it yet, but I might be using that in future. That might be a good buy. I haven't actually even opened it, it's just there. I've got some decoration stuff, some like wall panels that I might use in the future, so that might not be wasted. I've bought a lot of stuff. Sometimes I buy these things because it's cheap and I think, oh, I could do with that, or I could use that, it's something that I need. And sometimes I see something that I think I can buy that and I can, you know, maybe sell that on and make a little bit of money. The i9 was definitely that case because I knew that in reality I didn't really need to upgrade mine, but I like the thought. I like the idea of the adventure of going through this whole thing of buying it, seeing if it actually, you know, was there a CPU in the box, and then it turns out there was, and then it was like the whole next step of the adventure was, okay, now we have the CPU, it was quite obviously used, I had to clean it, all the thermal paste off, and then it was like, this is the next bit, we have to find out if it works. And the easiest way for me to do that was to, you know, ask my friends over at Fierce PC if they could test it for me, which they were, you know, happy to do, and I'm very grateful for them, and that's, you know, massively appreciated by me. And you should definitely go and use code Colesy if you want to get a Fierce PC, because it super helps me out, and those people over there are just incredibly helpful and just dedicated and just brilliant at what they do at making PCs. They tested it, it didn't work, but there was like, then the adventure took, like, that was the twist of the adventure. It didn't work, so it's like, oh damn, I've wasted my money. But then the twist was, but it's under warranty, and if you contact Intel, you should get it replaced. So then there's the whole next step of having to contact Intel and go through the process of returning it, and that was the whole thing as well. It's like, I just sort of, it was part of the me buying it was the adventure, not just like the, oh, I got a cool thing for cheap. It's the whole story that I have to go along with it and the process of doing it. Here's another thing, right? So I bought this from an auction, right? So I didn't buy this, I didn't have a receipt like to say that I bought an Intel i9 11900. So when I listed this for sale, I listed it in multiple places, and I did list it on Facebook because people on Facebook want to buy stuff, and I'm in a bunch of groups that are buying and selling stuff. I had a few comments on the listing that said, I can't remember what price I listed it for, but it was close-ish to what, you know, you could buy one new online. It was a little bit less than I'd seen some other websites selling it, because I think actually the one they specifically talked about was Amazon, but I listed it on there less than that because I figured it is brand new, it's not been opened, so I don't see why I shouldn't charge roughly near the same price. Now, yes, I charge a little bit less because you're buying it from a person, you're not buying it from Amazon, so I guess there's a little bit of hesitancy there, and the shipping's not going to be a fuss because I'm not Amazon. So I listed it for a little bit less. But then, you know, I got these few comments from people that were like, well, it's, you know, however much more on Amazon, but you get warranty and stuff. And I'm like, well, this has warranty. And they're like, no, it doesn't, because I won't have a receipt, and I won't be able to return it if it's broken. I'm like, no, I will. I literally did this process. So, you know, this CPU if for some reason this one doesn't work, there's no reason why the buyer can't put in all these codes and numbers and stuff to see it's warranted and then do the same process that I went through. Now, I don't expect that to happen because I trust Intel that, these things don't break or aren't broken very often. It happens from time to time, but you'd be pretty unlucky to get 2 broken ones in a row. But the option is there for them. Like, it is still under warranty. I think it's under warranty for a good couple of years still with Intel. So if there is any issues with it, you can just straight send it back to Intel. I did that. Like I said, I had no receipt. I didn't buy it from, a shop or an online, store or anything like that, or on Amazon. I bought it in an auction that was secondhand already, and it wasn't even mentioned in it. And yet I still was able to return it and go through the whole warranty process because, I own the CPU. It hasn't been massively mistreated that you can see. It's been used, yes, but obviously you'd have to use it to see that it wasn't working anyway, so it had been used, all the stuff was there. I had all the correct information, the batch number and all that stuff. I could return it. Intel accepted it and sent me a new one. People on the internet sometimes think they're right. They're not always right. That person was like, it's not got warranty. Yeah, it does. It does. You can send it back to Intel. Super easy process. Probably easier than dealing with Amazon, maybe. But for now, I now have to go and ship this beautiful i9 to its lovely new owner, who I hope will enjoy the crap out of it. It's an incredibly good CPU. The fact that currently now I'm sat like 2 foot away from 2 i9s is ridiculous. Like, it blows my mind. When I started this YouTube channel, dude, I started it on like the smallest, littlest, simplest laptop basically, and then I bought myself like a cheap second-hand computer with a graphics card, and that's where I started this. And to come from there and be in this position that I am now with, I have an office with just a shit ton of awesome equipment and cool things, and I get to do this and make videos. It's just so fun, and I'm so lucky to do that. I'm not saying, I haven't tried hard and put in some work. Let's be honest, it's, I enjoy doing every part of this, but yes, it is work. I just want to say thank you guys for supporting me and enabling me to do this and getting to do more cool stuff in the future. I have a bunch of ideas for the future, and hopefully I'm going to be able to keep coming up with cool ideas and make fun videos for you. But thank you guys for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will catch you next time. Bye!